here we are, pretty much where you guys see me every few clips or so, but we are in the '04 Mustang and we are headed to my house, my dad and I basically. And yeah, he's filling up gas and I guess we'll be out there in about 2 hours. In a pretty huge update, I would say, I ended up selling this car to my sister. She ended up wanting it when she realized that I was going to She wanted it when she realized that I was going to put it for sale on Craigslist. So she wanted it when my dad realized I was going to seriously sell it as well. He said he wanted it if my sister didn't want it. But long story short, I think about like 2 or 3 days ago, my sister ended up taking it. And yeah, so she owns this Mustang now. And yeah, so we just need to get the smog done on this car. My dad tried, but since the battery had been changed and disconnected, the smog place basically ran a test and said we would need to drive the car more. So as of right now, we're basically driving it because she won't be able to take it too far. Since her work isn't too far, so she was like, you guys can go ahead and take it out, put some miles on it so the smog can be done. But yeah, so she'll probably, you know, potentially be taking it to work here and there, but she's also looking for another car. So it looks like everybody's increasing in cars in terms of my dad and my sister, whereas I am going down in cars. So we'll see. And yeah, we have the X5 at home. I'm still trying to sell it, but nobody really wants it because I guess it is an old BMW and it's a SUV versus maybe something that would be more interesting or likable, I guess, such as the sedan or a coupe. And yeah, so I haven't been able to sell the BMW X5, but I am very much still trying to get rid of that for a reasonable price. And yeah, if that works out, I'll basically be down to the 2024 GT. And I am still trying to get the Lamborghini, most likely a Huracan, but it could be a high-end Gallardo, like a Superleggera or something like that. Don't think I'm going to do Urus at this point, but anything could change, so we'll just see what happens. I just rolled another blunt, and shawty she calling, I know baby what you want. I got her section, look in my direction. She at IG thought all she want is impressions. I got what she want, that's why she in my section. I'm with slimes, wipe your nose, we a bless. It's my time, I'm taking what's mine. Why you worry about you? I worry about mine. Yeah, that would've hit me. Yeah, I'm on the block with a shimmy. Sippin' on lean, I don't do no rim. Yeah, smoking on that, can you hear me? Yeah, we got the muddy, feel me? I got a belly, we got rice, got plenty. P like Diddy, try make 'em pop like Diddy. She want the lean, I got plenty. Make mama pearl like Penny. I put your bro on a pendant. Niggas talk, I don't feel it. X just pulled up in Bentley. I leave you red like Trippy. Niggas talking bands, got plenty. What do you want? Hot, like orange, like peanut butter looking color. I actually really like this Audi. Yeah, it's 4.2. I never had a red interior before. She called and I know, baby, what you want. I got in my my section. Look in my direction. She a IG thought, all she want is impression. I got what she want, that's why she in my section. I'm with slimes, wipe your nose, we gon' blast it. It's my time, I'm taking what's mine. While you worry about you, I'm worried about me.
As you guys could tell, it is fairly early in the morning. I think it's about like 5:35, 5:40 right now. Left my house several minutes ago, and I am headed to court. So we'll see how it goes today. I am going to basically stop at my house, which is actually very close to the court. I was like, you know, if I do end up there early, I was like, maybe I'll stop by the house. So I looked up how close my house was, and it ended up being actually extremely close. It's literally down the street from the court, so I probably have passed by it before without realizing. And yeah, so we're going to stop by my house and maybe stay there for a little bit, probably work on stuff, and then after that I will head to court once we are a little closer to the time. Probably still going to get to court early just to be there, but yeah, we'll see how it goes at today's trial. Barely walked in, and here we are at my house, and it's a weird feeling. It's definitely a weird feeling. I haven't been here alone in like 4 months or so. I think a little over 4 months. So I haven't been here alone in super long, and it is really early, so I haven't even been in here this early since I lived here. And obviously, you know, I would wake up kind of early and whatnot, and you know, it would be dark and whatever. But yeah, it's just really weird. But it's barely like 7, so I will be sort of hanging out over here, working on stuff before I head to court, which, you know, probably like 40 minutes from now maybe, or less, is when I'll probably head out. But yeah, current status of the bathroom. I was told that it will actually be finished tomorrow, which is Saturday, but considering it has dragged on for a very long time, I'm not 100% sure. But basically, if it weren't going to get finished today, or I mean not today, but tomorrow, then it's supposed to be sort of wrapped up on Sunday instead. So I guess we'll see what ends up happening and whether it finishes on Saturday or Sunday, but hopefully it's done on Saturday. I will be going back to my parents' house though, while I sort of figure out what I'm doing. But obviously this place will eventually get put on rent, so I need to sort of maybe stay here for a little bit to figure things out in terms of moving stuff out of here and getting things situated in terms of the front yard and backyard, because there are other like renovation type stuff that I wanted to get done before putting it on rent. So we'll just see how the next few weeks play out, and I should be looking at new houses very soon. So the goal was to maybe put this on rent after I get the next place, and maybe have a lease agreement in place to satisfy the lender's request. But I thought it would be easier that way, because then I don't need to move any of my stuff back home, nor do I need to put it in storage. I could sort of just put all my stuff in this place, in the next place, and then move it along from there.
And shorty, she called, and I know, baby, what she want. I got in my section, look in my direction. See her IG thought, all she want is impressions. I got what she want, that's why she in my section. I'm with slimes, wipe your nose, we a blessing. It's my time, I'm taking what's mine. Why you worry about you? I worry about mine.
I thought you had found it. That's why you came over here. Doing this house tour. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Second bedroom, laundry room. Really like this house. It's actually really nice.
Like, I think especially everything.
It's heavy.
This dog is like Versace, man. This one.
What's going on, baby? Where's your house? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw. Here we are. It's currently the next day. Today I did decide to bring Versace along, but he hasn't been here since October. So it's been a while. It's been several months since he's been here. So he's trying to get accustomed to the place. Each time I leave him alone, he immediately crawls underneath the couch. But yeah, unfortunately, this wall, even though it's supposed to dry in like 20 minutes, it's been a day and it's not really dry. So he was trying to sand it and the freaking thing was like literally coming off. The mud was literally coming off on his sander. So he was like, it's still too wet. And yeah, so he's going to do as much as he can. We're still trying to wrap up today, but it looks like we might need to paint it ourselves next week because I just don't have the funds to keep paying him on a daily basis to do stuff. Same thing over here. Unfortunately, it has not dried out. So I basically said, let's put the toilet in and next week we'll figure out painting this back portion. And yeah, it'll just be the back of the toilet. That was done a long time ago, so that's dry. But yeah, I realized that I probably need to change the light, but he doesn't do electrical work, so we're gonna have to sort that out. But they just sat the sink down, and yeah, it's actually a lot larger than I thought it was going to be. So that's interesting. Originally, I thought about maybe putting a little storage cabinet over there, and maybe having the sink a little on this side, but I don't know if that would work, but I think that should be okay. And then maybe figure out the light situation later. I might end up changing this plate and the plate that goes there. Maybe I'll change it to black. And we are basically having this entire bathroom repainted the same color. The entire house is this color, so I didn't want to change anything up drastically. So he should be painting everything except this area. And then this area that's still not dry, but he'll basically paint all around except this little rectangle right here. So we'll probably have to paint that next week. All that should be fixed. Fan should be put in since we got a new one. bathtub, all this stuff should be put in as well. I don't have a shower curtain, so that's that. So I can't really take a shower, but I do have everything else sort of for the bathroom. And yeah, I guess that will be that in terms of that. So that will wrap up the bathroom, pretty much where we're at. We are also doing stuff in the front yard, which I'll show you guys probably later. There's not much done just yet, but we are laying down plastic to basically lay out tan bark, which we got yesterday, as you guys would have seen. So that's pretty much sitting in the garage. So we unloaded the truck and whatnot yesterday, so we do have that sitting there. But yeah, I'm not sure how far along we'll get on that, but decent amount of stuff to do. Can't tell if he wants to come or not. He's like staring at me from there, a little uncertain. You wanna come, little kid? Well, I'll see you guys in the garage. Okay, so apparently the garage is already open, so I don't even need the keys. I was thinking about how I was gonna grab him and go to the garage, or how I was gonna unlock the garage. But we'll line up back here. And yeah, he hasn't really been in the garage in a very long time too, but got that there. We do need to return some stuff as well. He was getting really squirmish for some reason. But yeah, so we might return some stuff today, or we might save it for next week. But yeah, that's sort of where we're at right now.
What else? Open here.
What a really nice sunset, but I was trying to show you guys the front yard, this least part of it. You guys might be able to kind of tell on this far end, it's super dark because we laid out black tan bark, or at least my dad did, I should say. And then he did lay out the plastic on this side, and then probably going to do tan bark all the way around. Not much going on this side of the front yard right now, at least, but it will be all tan bark with flowers. We did, or my dad did, put flowers all around here. And yeah, we'll see how that project goes. I mean, we've been holding off on the front yard and backyard for the most part. Guess you can't even see me, but we've been holding off for the most part because we're trying to wrap up the inside projects. And since we're pretty close, unfortunately we did not get to wrap up today like we wanted to, but we are very close, to say the least. In today's adventures, we are going to court. Fortunately, unlike usual, don't have to go very far, but it is about to start, I think, in like 30 minutes, so I have a reasonable amount of time. Here we are, just parking in the driveway at this point. This is the third time I'm recording this clip. I've recorded it twice on the road, and both times the audio did not work because, unfortunately, I just realized my dad wanted to bring the X5 in. Shit, I gotta back this up apparently, so I opened the gate for no reason. But I think since I updated my phone, it's been an absolute mess because it is not working well with my CarPlay. As you guys know, now you could sort of record stuff with music still playing, and like the music will be all in the video you recorded, and you know, you could do other stuff as well. So they changed the way videos are recorded, and that's completely causing a mess with my CarPlay. I did want to take the Mustang tomorrow, but unfortunately, because of this weather and it raining here and there, in today's fairly random adventures, I would say. As you guys can tell, it is rainy for one. Secondly, I'm taking my sister's BMW to the shop, and then I asked my grandma if she wanted to come along, so she said she would come along as well. So we are dropping that off, and then there's like no way to get back, so we will be basically catching an Uber to get back home. And my sister's calling right now, so I'll talk to you guys in a second. In any case, so yeah, we're doing that this morning. It is Friday, so yeah, just going to head back to work after this, drop off, and then I guess I'll need to take my sister back to the shop when she gets off work and comes back home. But I'm not sure if she would be back by the time the shop closes, but I mean, I guess that's a separate story, and nor do I know if it'll even be done today anyways. But that's that. Tomorrow we are finally going to see properties. As you guys know, had a plan to basically purchase multiple properties. So if you guys haven't seen that vlog, it was probably a few vlogs back, but essentially I purchased one property. I was going to purchase 3 in total and get a Lamborghini in like a 2-year span. Had some hiccups with the first house, which caused issues with purchasing the second house, but I'm very much on timeline to purchase the second house because I wanted to do it by like May. But you know, then I decided maybe I should do it faster if I can. And then when I tried to do it faster, I started getting caught up on the first house, which is where things got messed up. But when this video is being recorded, we're still in late January, so we still have plenty of time to get the second house. But yeah, I'm doing my first set of tours on the second house today. I did one tour remotely months ago when I had found this house that I really wanted to look at, but I didn't have time to go see. But I think I already explained that deal, so I won't get into that whole situation again. But this is going to be the first official set of tours, so we're going to be looking at about 15 houses. I will most likely choose one because I don't have time to sort of continuously go back and forth to do these tours. So probably going to choose one, and we're going to go from there. Another day. Here we are at the gas station, starting off the day to go to my house. And quite honestly, either the guy's finishing the job today or he's getting fired. And yeah, that will be the end of that. We still have stuff to wrap up at the house, but we are doing the house tours today, so we'll see how that goes. I think we have 11 scheduled so far. I had 15 that I wanted to see, and I think one is already pending. I don't know about the other ones because I didn't check, but maybe more are pending. But we are seeing 11, which is quite a few of them. And yeah, I'll maybe record bits and pieces, but I will be sort of keeping track of notes and whatnot, so I might not be able to record as much as I otherwise would like to. And yeah, hopefully we make an offer on a house either this weekend or Monday. So should be interesting. My sister is also going to be sort of viewing the house as a buyer, and if she sees something she's interested in, she's actually going to be making an offer too. So I think that's pretty cool that we're sort of purchasing houses together. So we'll see what the houses are like today. Here we are. Got to the house. Almost looks the same. I think after I showed you guys what it looked like last time, I actually did sweep. I did organize quite a bit to the extent I could. So everything is a little bit cleaner than it was before, but obviously, as you guys can tell, it is dusty. I didn't really dust anything. If anything, I created more dust because I was sweeping. So finally cleaning this area. I didn't finish over here, and my dad wanted to leave last week, but was able to sweep basically this entire section. Still need to get the tape off. I was actually struggling to get it off over there, but we might need to actually use cleaner or something to get it off completely. But that's that. This wall needs to be painted. As you guys can tell, it needs to be sanded and painted since he couldn't do it last week because the mud unfortunately did not dry in time, even though it was supposed to, I think, dry up in 25 minutes or something, if I understand correctly. Got the whole mess over here. This needs to be returned. That needs to be returned if I can return it. And I think everything else is empty, but it is a bit of a mess. Got all his stuff over here. Don't think there's anything I could return over here. Yeah, so mess kind of continues. Did not bring Versace this time. I don't think my family brought him either. I think they left Milo and Versace at home. But here we are with the bathroom. We have a working toilet. Sink is almost done. They just need to wrap up the piping and then slide that over and then connect that. Over here, no shower head. For some reason, the handle is a little loose, but he said he put everything, so you might look at that again, and then we do have the fan. This needs to be sanded and painted. Well, the entire bathroom does need to be painted, basically, but that's that. And then we need to remove that, install the new ones. Got the mirror that's gonna go up there. So we're very, very close, but he also does work very, very slow. So right now they actually went to Home Depot because he had bought something like tool-wise, and not surprisingly, he forgot it at home. So now they're going to waste about an hour of time just running to Home Depot and getting that tool. And yeah, so that's that. Not even going to get into how much time we've wasted, but the project has taken quite a few months, even though the project wasn't that large. But yeah, so that's that. My family should be coming soon. My dad and I drove separately to get here earlier, and the rest of my family are coming with my sister. So they should arrive any minute, I would hope, because the tours do start in about 40 minutes or less. I'm not even sure. And the first house is 15 minutes away. So we're getting close. So we'll see how that goes. 11 houses on schedule, and might be more, but we're looking at 11 today, and hopefully one of them ends up being the right one, and hopefully I get it for a really good price, because I don't want to spend more than I have to, especially considering how much I've spent on this house, which is sort of an outrageous number, even though I've only owned it since August and it's January. So it's only been September, October, November, December, January, so 5 months. And we've blown, I think I've put in almost like 50 grand into this house so far, from the down payment to closing to the repairs for the sewage line, repairs to the water lines, entire bathroom remodel, fixes to the kitchen, and so on and so forth. Not including the appliances, not including the TVs, the mattresses, couches, everything that I bought. Doesn't include that 50 grand or so. So as you would imagine, if you really tallied up every dollar I've spent on this house, it would become a pretty crazy number that I probably don't even want to think about, because I'll immediately start thinking about where that money could have been spent otherwise. But it is what it is, and we move on. What you think about this one?
Tinha nossa guerra
right here, and then you probably have like a small unit that's gonna be on the outside. A lot of people do like these because they consider it a little more efficient than the traditional AC, depending on how many you have.
So the
Water heater.
or it's only 2 bedrooms, right? So. Pretty sure. This is basically ℂ𝕝𝕒 from the future, sort of updating you guys on everything going on with the house. In this vlog, you guys saw me mention getting rid of the '04 Mustang, me being interested in Lamborghinis, and me going on tours on the houses. So this is about a week later, and the outcome of the houses will probably be where we start first. And essentially I ended up making, I believe, 6 offers. I only heard back officially on one of them, which was a counteroffer, and I ended up passing that house to my sister to purchase because that was one of the houses, or the only house she actually wanted to see. When we did the tours, obviously she was seeing all of them with me, but that house in particular was one that she wanted to see. So I ended up letting her basically take over from where I left off in terms of receiving a counteroffer. Another one already had an offer, I guess around the time that I made mine, for $315, but I didn't think it was worth $315, so I passed on that one. There was another one that I really wanted. It was the main one I wanted, but apparently there was already 4 other offers, and I increased my offer, but I ended up not getting it and somebody else did. So I don't know exactly what ended up happening because I didn't receive a counteroffer at all. So I guess on that one in particular, there was probably offers well below or well above the listing price, which became out of budget for me anyways. There was that one. There was another one where I was basically told unofficially, sort of off the record, that they weren't going to accept any offers below listing. It was priced pretty decently. I wanted to get it cheaper, but it was reasonable, but I decided to pass on that as well. So that's sort of where things left off, and I decided to sort of start over from scratch to see what we could end up doing. Now moving on to the Lambos. So I ended up making offers on several Lamborghinis, and I'll just show the pictures while I talk. I ended up not hearing back on any of them except 2. One was the white Gallardo, and received a counteroffer on that one. Also received a counteroffer on the '08 ℂ𝕝𝕒. They were so nice that they were actually willing to pick me up at the airport just for me to get the car and bring it back to Cali. Got a reasonable offer on both, especially on the ℂ𝕝𝕒, but I had a very particular plan in mind, especially considering I do want to get the second property before I purchase the Lamborghini. And you know, there's so much going on with trials and everything that I ended up deciding that I was going to slow down a little bit on the second house because of the fact that I would need to sort of start over and do tours all over again. And that automatically meant that I need to slow down a little bit on the Lamborghini as well. So right now I do need to do house tours, so I'm looking at houses, but I haven't officially done any new tours. I do need to find a renter, which basically means that I need to wrap up this house. The bathroom remodel is pretty much done, outside of the fact that I need the fan installed, and I believe I will need to change the light if I do decide to change it. There is the front yard that needs to be completed, backyard that needs to be completed, but I believe my mom helped clean out the inside. We do need to do some returns as well. And yeah, so put that place on rent. I need to do the house tours for the second house, and then sort of regroup on the Lamborghini. But we're getting there, so I think we're still very much on track of getting everything done in the time period I wanted.